Welcome to FetCast. This is your host, KingHulk, and along with me again is...
Nighttingale!
Unfortunately, I haven't had any applicants yet, so stuck with you. And this time I don't have any notes.
No notes.
No notes. Anyone listening, I want this podcast to be for new people in the beginning, to get them acquainted. Private messaging people on Fet.
Or in general.
Yeah, or in general. Could be on dating sites, anywhere. Do's and don'ts, so to speak.
Profile pictures, too. Guys, no one likes the dick pics.
We'll get to that later.
Okay.
And why are you drinking now?
I'm thirsty. Why are you yawning at 1 in the afternoon?
I was up till 4 a.m.
Editing.
This...
Last one.
The last one, which you guys heard last week, because we're stacking them up.
Pile 'em high. What?
So this week we want to talk about messaging people on Fet, non-Fet sites, just do's and don'ts in general.
Complete words.
But before we even get to messaging, especially on Fet, any profile, what's the one thing you think a guy should do before? Anyone, not just guys, girls can do it too. Guys are the ones that do this the most. What should a guy do before messaging you?
Please read the profiles. I can't stress that enough, is read the profile. I actually have midway through my profile, please read my profile, because I have important information in there, like, you know, if you're gonna message me, don't just shoot me a hi or hey good looking, because I don't know you from Tom, Dick, and Harry. Send me a, hey, this is blah. You know, I saw your profile, found you through this group, I found you from this fetish, and how you doing? And
you're on a few other social network sites, and what's the most average message that you get? First off the bat, what do you normally get?
Hi, how are you? And it's, hi, how are the letter, you the letter, doing?
Not even a full sentence.
Not a full sentence.
But yeah, reading profiles is important because you don't know what someone's protocol is. For example, the first time I went to message Nighttingale after I found her profile, I actually read it. And in it at the time, you had a Dom friend of yours from Colorado protecting you. And in your profile, you said to message them first for permission before messaging you. So I, reading your profile, did that.
And I have to say, I had like 10 other people just randomly shoot me messages, and all of a sudden this guy pops up and it's, hey, I messaged, you know, Master So-and-so before contacting you. And then I was like, yeah, I don't trust this guy even, because I've had, you know, these 10 other people who messaged me. Let me check with him.
Well, even in my first message, I said, feel free to check with him before responding.
And I did.
And then he responded.
I did. And that's how I'm with him today, because you read my profile. Not only did he read my profile, he read my fetish list and the groups I was with, so he knew what he was getting into. And that was really nice.
Yeah, but in my defense, at the time, she was not into My Little Pony.
I love My Little Pony. My Little Pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be.
Don't stop singing. I don't want to pay a royalty.
Okay.
So you weren't into that at the time. Stop it. Do you want to get another beep?
Yes.
You already got censored once.
Yay! So proud of that. This is going swimmingly.
It is. This is what I get for...
balls to the wall.
we just recorded yesterday. I put all my energy into that. I spent days doing my notes, which should be up on Fet by now.
Maybe.
I don't know. He should be up. But I spent, a few days working on that. And so I thought, okay, I'm good. I got this one done for the week. I have some time to prepare for the next one for the following week. And last night she's like, all right, let's knock out another one tomorrow, and day after that, another one. So we're literally flying blind here.
It's fun.
So we're sitting here, and then she gets a message from a guy on another site, and that's how we're talking about it now, because that is something you should know properly what to do early on the site, and in general.
In general. Setting up your profile. I don't know. That's something that's nasty, by the way, guys. If you're gonna message a girl and you go, "Hey, sexy, I'd love to, suck on your titties or eat you out because you saw a picture," and you're literally a blank profile, not just a blank profile, you have no profile pic of any kind. It's just that blank and nothing in your profile, no fetishes, no groups. That's fucking creepy as shit. Like, how the hell did you find my pictures? How did you find me?
And that was some of the websites that we're on. We understand privacy, so we understand if someone doesn't want to post like a face picture or even a picture of them, that's fine. But just have
something that
some
represents
picture.
you.
Exactly. Anything will do better than a grayed out box or a question mark.
Yeah. Like, for a long time, I had a My Little Pony as a profile pic. It was a humanized My Little Pony, and she's cute. I like her. I can't say the name. We'd have to pay royalty.
Shut up. So what is the absolute worst profile picture you've ever seen?
First of all, I think dick pics are nasty. Floppy dicks, hard dicks, dicks. But the worst picture not only was a dick pic, but he took a picture of him post masturbating, and it was a cum shot onto his belly, and I'm like, dude, that's disgusting.
No, it wasn't post.
It was during ejaculation. That's what it was.
Midstream.
Midstream, somehow he decided this will get women just sopping wet seeing my cock ejaculating, and I was just
I will give him credit for that. Has to take some skill to jerk off, come, get the shot mid-shot without it being blurry or jerky. I'll give him credit for that much.
Don't put it as your profile picture. And at least don't have every single picture as your dick.
If you want,
ab shot maybe, or...
Like, if you want to post pictures of your dick, that is absolutely fine.
Maybe.
There's nothing wrong with having it in your profile. But having it as your profile picture... There is one person that I am absolutely fine with that being their profile picture.
Oh, it's the one that dresses up his dick.
I think he does it like every day, is it?
I don't know.
Like, I'm not friends with him, but I check out his profile every now and then, like, make it look like a vampire, If it's creative enough, you can let it slide.
Yeah.
But his whole profile is all about just,
making it funny.
Funny pictures with his dick.
I can do that.
Now, what do you think a woman should have as their profile picture?
I have seen quite a bit of women do the chest shot, which I know there's probably a lot of guys, well, that's sexist. Why can the women do? Because boobs are nicer looking than a fucking cock. I'll come out and say it.
Yeah, to me, when a woman has a profile picture of...
boobies.
Or their vagina, even then I'm still taking a little back. It's just...
The vagina one gets me. I'm like, I don't want to see your... I mean, it's a pretty vajayjay. It's very nice, but... It doesn't need to be your profile. I don't think I've ever come across a vagina. I haven't.
Well, you are rarely on Fet.
I am.
Well, you're on there, but you're usually there just talking to people that you know.
He was a cool one, though.
Yeah, if you can get creative with your cock, we'll give it to you. But a cum shot,
he would dress it up too. Like one day he
was
Darth Vader, and he'd have the backgrounds. And the one year he did Santa, he painted it like a candy cane, a leprechaun.
But there's also exceptions on when nudity, I would say, is acceptable with a profile picture. Like, if you're, like, just naked in, that's one thing. But if it's just a close-up of genitals, to me, that's not really a message of who you are that you want to represent you.
My first profile picture on Fet was the Dom that really introduced me to the site itself. He was a photographer. He is a photographer. And when we got done doing the play scene, my very first play scene, his slave and him, they put their hands over, my chest, and my brain died.
Vagina? Did you just forget that that's called a vagina?
I said my brain died. But they covered me up with their hands, and then he artfully put some like filters and stuff over it. So it was really nice. It was very tasteful.
Yes, a lot of it has to be about taste. If it's a tasteful picture, you know.
For a while I had a picture of me and my Link hat. Because I had Link's blonde hair, and I actually have blue eyes like Link, and it was just me doing my goofy grin like, I'm Link!
I think that was the profile picture I saw you as first, too.
Probably. That's no longer up anyway, because we don't have any face shots.
Yeah, you do.
Shh, they're friends only. Shh.
Well, you're not going to be accepting friends requests from listener. I mean...
Hello, listeners! Maybe we'll redo it. Of course, I have purple hair now. I don't look much like Link anymore.
No. Maybe Dark Link.
I want to do that now. Actually, I want to do Hilda from A Link Between Worlds. I think I could cosplay her really well. Yeah, we just switched to cosplay.
Oh, we have gotten off topic here.
Back to profiles.
I think we've covered profile pictures well enough. Something that represents you is important.
Importante.
Keep it tasteful, I would say. But then I know we're going to hear flag from people that go, well, this is a fetish site.
Yeah, there's a difference between fetish and vulgar, in my opinion. And it's been established, like, I've gone on to KNP, that's Kinky and Popular on there. I've gone on to KNP and seen rants from women about proper messaging. Because apparently this can't be drilled into guys' heads enough. Proper building of your profile. And the main one that I've seen multiple times is no one likes the dick pic. No one wants to see your dick as your picture. I mean, I've been on dating sites and I've gone through and I've messaged King and I'm like, go and look what just messaged me. And oh look, a penis messaged me. That's pretty articulate for a penis. On a vanilla dating site, that got me. I was like, seriously, guys?
The one picture that got me was like the guy, everything from the waist up was in the picture, but you could tell he was naked and just showed like the tiniest hint of root.
Oh, the beginning of his...
Yeah.
And he was manscaped and everything, and I was like, seriously? Can we not do that?
So when you read the profiles, you look at what you need to do before messaging someone. There is one thing I've noticed, and I keep an open mind. I'm not a sexist. Although that's something a sexist would say, I would suppose.
Yeah, you're not, mostly.
But I've noticed on sites like Fet, when it comes to messaging protocols, I've yet to see a single guy on the site have a protocol of, like, you need to message so-and-so before messaging me.
A guy do that?
I haven't seen that on a guy's profile.
Because guys don't have to worry about random women going, hey, big boy, I want to just ravage and rape you and suck your cock off. Because the guy will be like, hi. But girls get that all the time. I want to fuck your ass and make you beg. And it's like, guys, we don't want that.
Although, as I'm thinking about, I'm sure there has to be some submissive men out there that have that on their profile, but I haven't really looked at too many submissive men's websites. So maybe I'm not speaking with enough experience on this one.
You don't want to look up submissive men?
Yeah, but you would have to think there'd have to be a mistress out there that would have their submissive
well, yeah,
have that.
But not for the reasons women have it, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like a safety and creeps away type of thing.
More of a filter to just find the people that actually look at your profile, which I do not understand why guys won't read your profile.
I actually had a conversation with a very, very vanilla man about dating sites in general, and he said we look at maybe 3 pictures if you have a group of photos on there, skim through maybe the first few sentences and the last few sentences on your profile, and then either click like or ignore you. And I was like, well, that makes complete sense of why guys can kind of be assholes. I will read a profile. I don't know if everyone, I don't know if every woman, I can't get this fucking sentence out. I don't know if every women are the same and will read profiles or if they're more man and won't, but I know I will.
Yeah, like, I will read a profile to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will read the entire about me. I will admit, your fetish list I did read.
It was tiny at that point.
Yeah.
I skim. If it's a huge ass fucking list, I will skim and go, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's kind of an odd one.
Or if a fetish list starts off with a lot of things that are just quotes.
I do have a few quotes in the beginning of
I know, but when I see, like, parenthesis after parenthesis, I will literally just skim, because I've seen fetishes that are just like...
I solemnly swear that I am up to no good is a quote, and I think I do have that one. I do.
But to me, I get why people add stuff like that, but that's not really a fetish. Like, it's nice when it pops up in timeline. You can see how stuff like that spreads. Fetish lists have just gotten too huge at this point to where I will just skim. I don't even think I really add fetishes anymore.
I actually went... Some. Yeah, that's exactly what I went through and weaned through... Even my groups, I weaned out a bunch of groups that I'm just like, oh... Yeah, I haven't been to Colorado for a while. I could probably remove all of the Colorado groups since I'm clearly not going to get out there anytime soon. And then just random ones. Because, like, I had a beginner's group. I'm not a beginner anymore. I had a master sleeve. I'm not into master sleeve. I thought I might be. At one point, I'm not way too much of a fucking brat.
So, yeah, that's one thing to keep up is profile maintenance is important. Clearing stuff out, also updating your About Me section is a key one because I've seen About Me sections where it starts off with, hi, I'm just a 24-year-old person looking for something, and then you go up and you see next to them
27.
30.
Yeah.
And I admit, I am a little slow when it comes to updating my About Me section. I will update when I feel like there's something important, but I need to keep up on a little bit more.
I think mine's practically empty except for the, if you want to contact me, contact KingHulk.
And I believe you also have, like, the BDSM test that everyone does that shows, like, percentages.
I am a switch. I am a high switch.
Not with me, you're not.
No, I like to... See, and that's something else. You really need to make sure you read a profile because I believe in my profile. I actually have... Yes, I am a switch, and I've had submissive men message me. And in my profile, I mention I am submissive to men, dominance, but I love topping women. It is not my kink to top a male.
You would be a brat, like a...
I like being a brat, yes, absolutely. And I annoy the shit out of you, but I'm not gonna be... If you went, come flog the fuck out of me, I'd be like, I think we need to reconsider our relationship. That's not my kink. There are plenty of people out there that's their kink.
Every now and then, just check out your own profile to see what other people see. Read through your own profile, see if anything has changed, because in this lifestyle, everything's always evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when me and my wife, when we got into...
Bambi.
Not when we got into the lifestyle, but when we got on the site.
You were in the hospital having K, weren't you?
No, Bambi had an upset stomach, so we were in the hospital we were in the emergency room for like 20-some hours, and...
That was a serious upset stomach. Why did I think it was either having K or T?
No.
No?
Oh. We were in the hospital for like 20 hours. She had an upset stomach. We were there for 20 hours for him to come to the conclusion that Bambi was constipated.
Oh my gosh. She's gonna love that you're putting this on air. To be fair for Bambi, her profile, she will post this stuff herself. So I don't think she'd really have an issue with King coming out and being, yeah, she was constipated. She could not shit.
So as we were in the ER, I was already signed up on FET for a few years before that because I signed up fairly early on, but I never really did much because there wasn't a whole lot of people on there. So I'll jump in on it, once every few months. But then as we were in the emergency room, she recently got a smartphone, and then I discovered there was an app for Android.
There's an app for that? Not anymore. It's very sad.
Yeah, and you just did the iPhone motto of there's an app for that, and they've never had a FetLife app. iTunes won't approve it.
I didn't know that was iPhone.
Yeah, they started the whole there's an app for that.
Well, shit.
So I got myself the app, and then I got her the app for her phone, and then it set up with the whole profile. And we were on it for a little while. Not that day, talking about over the course of, weeks and stuff. And we've always kind of toyed around with the idea of a threesome. So then I found a use for, FetLife. Again, this was before we were in the active community. This is when we were just, starting out. Like, really starting out. Not to the point to where you're going to munches. We were just the people that were kind of using the site to try and find someone for a threesome.
A hookup.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who it was that we found.
Not me?
It was you.
Oh, it was me. Sweet. That was a fun threesome. Got a good video of that, I think.
This video?
Video killed the radio
Shut up.
star.
Anyway, there's pictures.
There is pictures. I think you took a video of me with my strap on going at it with Bambi.
I am going to have to go through my records now.
You should. I hate my hair in those pictures, though.
I think that was when you only had the front part dyed.
I only had the front part, and I had really short, I can't say the word I was going to say, so I'll just have to cut that.
So then after we found you, you were the ones that not taught us about it, but kind of introduced us to polydynamics.
I did?
Kind of.
I didn't know what it was called at the time.
Neither did we. It was just more like, we have a lot of fun with her. Why can't we just
date her?
Why can't we just date her?
Which is funny, because I've actually, prior to dating King and Bambi, I had a triad relationship. I know! Oh, I'm such a whore. I had a triad relationship prior to King and Bambi. And again, we didn't know what to call it, but I dated him and his wife, and that was fun. It ended for reasons. Not anything on our parts. It ended mutually, pretty much, and then...
Not mutual.
No, it was pretty bad.
It was horrible.
She came to my work and slammed my strap-on onto the desk and went, "This is yours. I'm keeping the double-ended." And I cried at work, and I couldn't explain to anyone why I was crying at work. Oh, well, my girlfriend and boyfriend broke up with me, and they just dropped off my strap-on. That was horrible. And she kept my fucking double-ended. I loved that thing. I am actually still friends with them, though. We did get over that, and I actually just wished her a happy birthday.
Is she cute?
She is.
Is that going to be my thing? Once a podcast, I have to ask if someone is cute.
I think she's adorable. Bambi's hot. See?
So yeah, it was after we started having our fun, that we just kind of thought of, why can't we continue just seeing her? Why does it have to be just us two, and then,
occasionally someone else?
So that's how we kind of fell into this dynamic. And then we broke up. Horrible as well.
Oh my god, it was the worst. I hated him.
Oh, yeah,
he stuck his foot in his mouth so bad.
No, I did not stick my foot in my mouth.
Oh, I said, but you said the worst thing ever.
I said the worst thing I could ever say.
You admit it. It was horrible. And I eventually forgave him, and the person I went back to, I can't believe you would go back to him or, start talking to him again. That was what he said was just atrocious. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can forgive and forget.
Granted, it was over a year before we started talking again?
It took a good long while because it was literally just atrocious what he told me.
No Facebook friends.
I blocked you.
Friend.
I blocked him on every social thing I could. And on Fet, he would send me a friend request, and I would ignore it.
Well,
deny it.
No.
What?
Back up, though, because we were already talking. We were already hanging out again.
Okay.
And I was even unblocked on Fet.
Yeah.
But you just didn't want to be friends with me because you didn't want to see anything that I was doing in your feed.
Yeah.
But I would still kind of like send her a fet message.
Because you were dating someone else at the time, and it hurt, which is weird because he hurt me really bad, but I couldn't stand seeing him with someone else. And not Bambi, another girlfriend.
And you were with someone else too, and I would have been fine seeing. Anyway, I would send you a friend request.
And I would deny it.
You would deny it. I would send another one. She would deny it.
Finally, he would message me, and he'd go, "It's been a month, aren't you going to accept that friend request?" And I'd be like, "No, because if I deny it, you'll send me a new one. I'm just going to let it sit there." So I'd let it sit there for like months and months and months and months and months, and finally I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I hate the guy that I'm with anyway. I've made a horrible decision. I'm just going to accept the friend request and accept the consequences of what the asshole will say to me. And then I wound up leaving him for you. Oh, you're just blowing through nap time.
So that's back to what we were talking about. That is why you want to update your profile
That's
often.
what we were talking about.
Because this lifestyle is a journey of just figuring out who you are, fluctuating, always evolving. You never really know what you may be into until you try it. See enough to know that blood slugs isn't for you.
And getting on that, you should be careful of never saying never, because I remember an individual came to me and was like, well, how do you feel of open relationships? And I went, that is a horrible thing. How could you ever consider it? That's like cheating. And it happened to be my parents, and I really regret it. Like, I really hurt my mom. She came to me and said this to me, and I've apologized to her since because I'm clearly in a different structure of a relationship, and never say never, because you never know what the future will hold.
Well, it's not so much as never say never. It's more of just keep in mind what you may say about certain fetishes or lifestyle choices, because you never know who may hear it, and you could easily offend them without meaning to. Like what you did with your parents.
Right. I've overheard a good friend go, I hate hearing women say, oh, daddy, I love daddy, you know, calling their dominant daddy. And I kind of will just sometimes turn to King and be like, you know, people should watch what they say. Because sometimes I will call him daddy.
I concur. No, that's not saying you can't say something isn't for you. That's fine.
Just watch how you say something. Like, don't put down someone else's kink.
And yeah, you definitely don't want to put down anybody's kink, because
you don't know how that'll offend them.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard not to be offended if someone insults a kink that you're into. Because you gotta take it personally, because the kink life is who you are. Mm-hmm. What you're into is who you are. So,
it's like someone, oh, your finger looks weird. How could you like your finger to look like that?
What's wrong with my finger?
Exactly. That's exactly how you end up feeling. You're like, should I not like that? Is that kind of weird? You don't want to put those self-conscious doubts into someone else's head, because a lot of people come from being vulnerable, and like, I know I had a lot of social insecurities growing up, and it's taken a lot to get as confident I am about certain parts of my body, because I would hear people go, that's disgusting, and I'd look at my body and go, is it?
No.
Exactly. But for a long time I was self-conscious about certain things about myself, and I'm not anymore.
Clearly, because you love being naked.
I love being fucking naked. Which, parental units are nudists. Not around me. That's weird.
That's not what you said earlier involving the pool.
Considering, well, yeah, I've swam naked with my mother, but I wouldn't do that with my father. And I've wandered through the house with it just being my mom and myself. I've wandered through the house, like, don't look, I'm naked. Doesn't really matter, but don't look, I'm naked. coming up the stairs literally from the pool. I had stripped to put my stuff in the washer, and I went, "Don't look, I'm naked. Don't look, Mama, I'm naked. I've seen you before. I know, but don't look."
So we have covered profile pictures, updating your information,
Not making fun of people's kink.
careful what you say around people.
Yep. Watch your tongue, bitch.
So I think with these first 3 episodes, we have a lot of useful information for people. Random, but collectively, it's all there.
Yep, maybe.
So hopefully people that have been listening that are new can take these and apply a lot of what we're talking about into them to make the entire community better as a whole. Because I know with 50 Shades of Grey, there's been a lot of...
Oh, we're doing that one again?
I'm just making a statement, not a discussion.
There's a lot of fluffs that have come in, though.
No, like, since 50 Shades of Grey, there have been a lot of people that have found FetLife and sites and have come out to events and munches. And there's nothing wrong with 50 Shades of Grey being what kickstarts your interest in learning about it.
Just don't let it be your rule book.
Yes, when you... Yeah, you throw that shit out the window and learn firsthand through people.
I've never had to do a contract. I've heard of contracts prior to 50 Shades of Grey, but...
Yeah.
I've never...
Well, that's another important thing to do before you really get into
I've never seen a physical contract. There's more of a, let's discuss do's and don'ts, hard limits.
Exactly. Before you get into, like, it's fine if you're at a party and, you know, someone's like, hey, hit me, you know, that. But when you start to get towards on a regular basis and getting to know people, going through a giant yes, no, maybe list of fetishes is important to do.
Establishing a safe word. I've rarely ever had to use a safe word, but there's been times.
Yeah,
Reading body language is important.
Yeah, body language, red, yellow, green, even though no one says green. I would love one time to hear someone go, oh, we do the red, yellow, green system of safe words. Just once I want to see someone getting beat and with every hit go, green, green.
I do remember someone explaining the green to me. He will go, are you green? And the submissive would, like, nod, because usually they were in a ball gag. So he would establish that way. He would go, are you green, are you yellow, or are you red? And they would either nod or through the ball gag.
You love ball gags.
Ha ha. No.
But yeah, safe words are important. Harder, that's a good safe word.
I like banana na na na.
I just make you solve an equation.
I had a friend, they were obsessed with tickling, and he would tickle me to the point I was almost wetting myself. And I kept saying stop, and I wasn't even into, like, I hadn't even, like, knew anything about anything years and years ago. And he goes, no, you need a safe word. Banana. And I'm like, I can't say that as I'm laughing my ass off. He goes, exactly. So I just get to tickle torture you forever.
So yeah, so 50 Shades got you curious to explore the side of you. Great. Now you're here. Forget it. Start
Learn the
fresh.
proper way, yeah.
But yeah, establishing safe word, going through King's yes, no, maybes, hard limits, soft limits.
Yeah, establishing your limits is really key. And finding someone that you can really explore different things with is important, because when I first started, I was like, oh, I'd never want to try that.
Like what?
I don't even remember now. Because I do it now all the time, and I'm like, oh, this is fine.
What do you do now all the time? How do you know you do it all the time?
Because I don't remember what I don't do anymore.
So what other advice do you have for new people?
Join groups.
Like what?
Anything from, there's plenty of learning groups that you can join for learning how to flog, learning how to do an S&M relationship. That's master slave.
Well, what else is important on FetLife is there are also tons of groups that aren't even kink related at all.
I'm in an Animal Crossing group for the Game Boy,
which you rarely play.
Which I rarely play. But then there's other groups, like there's a Star Trek group. I know there's a Star Wars group.
If you can think of it,
sorry.
If you can think of it, there's a group for it, and if there's not,
you can make one. Yeah.
Because that's why I love FetLife a lot better than Facebook, because sure, tons of kink on there. Everyone on there is into kink. Now you can find other things that aren't kink related that you can get into with them.
There's a Game of Thrones group that I'm a part of, which that was fun. Until it came to the season finale, this past season finale, because it was like every email I got was titled "Spoilers Season Finale," and I'm like, I haven't watched it yet. I'm a day behind, so I'd have to scroll through my group feed and be like, I can't look. Oh, hey, look, Star Trek. Ooh, Doctor Who. My Little Pony. I made a 360. Back to My Little Pony.
Stop it. I don't want to have to get a cease and desist from Hasbro.
I'm sure if you really want it, you could find... Like, I'm pagan, so I've found pagan groups. There is actually a pagan and poly group for polyamorous pagans. I'm sure there's a crocheting group. I have a crochet book sitting here next to me. Just yelled at me about crocheting. Don't crochet during the podcast. Fine, I won't crochet during the podcast. I'm sure you could find a crochet group on there. Crocheting kinky floggers. I don't know. There is a group on how to make homemade equipment, which I've checked out. They've got some really good stuff on, like, how to make a duct tape flogger, which is really good and stingy. I have one. You can make one. It's super easy. It's a dowel and like 3 rolls of duct tape.
Yeah, there's plenty of groups on do-it-yourself kink and keep it cheap.
Chances are you might even be part of the FetCast group. If not, you can join FetCast group on FetLife.
If they're listening, I'm sure that they are. But one thing that they could do is, post in other groups about FetCast and help us get
expand our followers, listeners. Enjoy my sexy voice.
Once I run it through a lot of filters.
Oh, you jerk.
They don't know.
I don't know. It's au natural.
And this is the case of the giggles that we had the problem with last podcast.
Giggles. They have threesome groups. And you should also look for groups within your area. I know Colorado has a bunch, Delaware has a bunch, New York. And it's a great way to find the munches.
Which I
talked about in the first episode. Personal ads. And if you join a group, make sure you read roles, because there's nothing worse. And this goes back to the whole doing proper posting and messaging. Always follow the rules, be it on someone's profile, in a group.
Yeah, because a lot of groups have posting rules, and you don't want to be the guy that's posting, because that's a problem that I've noticed in our local area. We have a group that...
A personal ad group.
No, this isn't a personal ad group. No, this is a location-based group, but a lot of people seem to think because it's location-based, it's okay to post personal ads, so then they join, post a personal ad, and someone always has to message them and close the thread, tell them it's in our rules, this is not a hookup thread. There are plenty of hookup threads that people can go to.
Yep.
Again, reading, it's simple. The words are right there. Even when you go to join a group, it will ask you if you've read the rules, and they give you a link to the rules. Take the hint.
To read the rules.
Now, one thing that people need to know about groups is they have stickies. And I've been guilty of it from time to time, not going through reading all the stickies, because sometimes there are a lot of them. But usually there's always a sticky on posting in the thread. Sometimes it's okay to post, sometimes you gotta ask permission from the moderators. Follow the rules. This whole lifestyle has a lot of rules, and if you follow them, you're gonna do fine.
It's a rule-based lifestyle.
So I hope some of the tips and hints and advice we've given in the past episodes and in this episode, hope you guys can apply them to good use. Do you have any closing words or maybe a better sign off this time?
I don't.
You don't. I was told you I was willing to give you another chance at coming up with a sign off.
I had a good one right before I fell asleep last night, and then I fell asleep. It's like the other night I wanted to Google something, and I'm like, oh, I'll Google it in the morning. Because it was one of those random, I wonder, do penguins have knees type of thing? And that's what happened to my sign off. I lost my sign off to my sleep.
You lost your sign off.
Into my sleep.
Can you... Come on, you can do it. Think of another one.
This is the purple-haired nightingale. I don't know. Don't use that one. Please cut that. Ah, shit.
Until next time, stay kinky.
Cool.
Testing.
Mic test.
Testing.
Mic test.
Testing.
Mic test.
Testing.
Mic test.
Testicles.
Pussy. Clitoris. Vulva. Areola. Nipple.
Lips.
Labias. Anus.
Ovula.
Uvula.
But, cut out the butts.
Booty, booty, licious.